Welcome back to Jamyy English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amy, the last day of the month. And this episode is a little different from everything else we have done.
Today we are not teaching vocabulary. We are not presenting a new topic or walking through useful phrases.
Today we are just talking honestly about the month, about where you are, about what comes next.
Think of it as a conversation at the end of a long trip. The luggage is packed, the taxi is not here yet, and there is a moment to sit and actually say something real.
May was 31 days of daily English, 31 episodes, a full month of showing up.
If you have been with us every day or close to it, you have done something that most people do not do. You stayed consistent, you kept going on the days when it was easy and also on the days when it was not.
That consistency is worth naming because it is not a small thing.
Language learning does not feel dramatic from the inside. There is no single moment when you suddenly become fluent. There are just small accumulated moments of exposure and practice.
And then one day you reach for a phrase and it is there, or you understand something you would not have understood 3 months ago, or a conversation goes further and deeper than you expected.
That is happening to you gradually, whether you can measure it or not.
In May, we talked about 30 different aspects of life and language: storytelling, home, family, work, habits, passions, friendships, mistakes, turning points, values, then staying in touch, compliments, apologies, plans, small talk, disagreement, advice, and life.
Each of those topics gave you vocabulary for a real conversational situation, not invented classroom English, language that comes up when you actually talk to people.
And underneath all of it was one principle: specificity is what makes you real to someone else.
Not perfect grammar, not a large vocabulary, the honest, specific detail that only you can offer.
That is what we have been building toward all month.
Now let's talk about June, because tomorrow is a new month and a new direction.
June's theme is people, specifically the space between people, the relationships that take work and attention and care.
How you meet someone for the first time and what makes a first impression genuine rather than performed.
How trust builds between people over time, and what the language of that process sounds like.
How you navigate difference when two people come from different places and different ways of seeing things and they are trying to understand each other.
How you support someone through difficulty, not with empty phrases but with the kind of presence and language that actually helps.
And how you say hard things to people you care about, the conversations that matter most and feel most difficult.
June will feel different from May. May was personal and inward. You were building the vocabulary of your own story. June is relational and outward. You are building the vocabulary of how you show up for other people.
But the foundation is the same: real language for real situations, honest, specific, and grounded in actual human experience.
Before we get to June, though, we want to do something May deserves: a proper goodbye.
May taught us things too. We have been preparing and recording these episodes every day, and the process of putting ideas into clear language is its own kind of practice.
Something I have been thinking about all month is how much a language carries a way of seeing the world. When you learn to describe your life in English, you do not just translate your existing thoughts. You discover new angles on things you thought you already understood.
I've been thinking about that too. My students often say that they feel like a different person in English, less fluent obviously, but also somehow more direct, more precise, stripped of certain habits of speech that their first language allows them.
That is fascinating. The second language as a different lens on your own experience.
And maybe that is the real gift of learning a language at an adult level. Not just being able to communicate in a new code, but being able to think from a slightly different position. See yourself and your world from a new angle.
May gave you 31 days of practice with that lens. You looked at your hometown, your childhood, your family, your values, all of it through the English language.
That is not a small thing.
Now let's do one final exercise for May, a speaking practice that captures everything.
We call it 3 minutes of May. You are going to describe your month in English, not a list of events, the texture of it, what it felt like, what surprised you, what you are taking forward.
Use the life, lately vocabulary from yesterday. Use the reflection phrases from this month, and use at least one specific detail that no one else could give because it is from your life.
You can write it first if you like, or speak it straight. Either way, do it out loud in English.
3 minutes, your May in English.
Here is mine, as a model. May felt like a month of unusual depth. I was busier than I expected, but also more reflective. The days went fast, but the ideas stayed. The episode that surprised me most was the one on values, because trying to articulate mine clearly made me realize how imprecisely I had been holding them before.
Mine May was uneven in the best way. There were weeks of real clarity and weeks of fog, and I stopped fighting the fog and tried to learn from it instead. The conversation about turning points stayed with me because I realized there are turning points in my life that I have never given enough credit, without any fanfare. I want to keep looking for those.
Those are real. They use everything May taught, and they are ours.
Yours will be different, and that is exactly the point.
Useful phrases for your 3 minutes of May. May felt like blank. If I had to describe it in a sentence, it would be blank. The moment or episode that stayed with me most was blank. Something that surprised me was blank. I am taking forward blank. What I want to work on in June is blank.
Now, let's close May properly.
To everyone who listened to every episode, you built something this month. A set of tools, a set of habits, and a slightly more fluent relationship with the English language.
To everyone who joined mid-month, or dipped in and out, whatever you caught something. Nothing here is wasted exposure.
To everyone who found some episodes hard and kept going anyway, that is exactly right. The discomfort means you are in the right territory.
And to everyone who found something in these conversations that surprised them or moved them or made them think, that is what we were hoping for.
May is done.
June starts tomorrow.
We will be here. Same time, new theme, same commitment to honest, useful, real English.
Thank you for a wonderful month.
See you in June.
Take very good care of yourselves.
Let's also talk about what made May work as a theme, because understanding that helps you understand what June is building toward.
May was personal storytelling, which sounds simple, but it is actually a sophisticated skill that most language courses never teach.
Most courses teach you to describe situations. I live in blank. I work as blank. My family has blank members. All of those are true, but none of them are interesting.
Personal storytelling adds the layer underneath. Not just where you live, but what that place means to you. Not just your family structure, but the dynamic that shaped you. Not just your job title, but what keeps you going when the work is hard.
That underneath layer is what makes conversation real. It is what other people actually remember.
And in English, that layer requires specific vocabulary, not advanced vocabulary, specific vocabulary. The difference between a nice place and it has a village feel, even though it is in the middle of a city. The difference between my grandmother was important to me, and she was the person who showed me that attention is a form of love.
May gave you that vocabulary in 31 doses.
June builds on it by adding the other person. May was, here is my story. June is, here is how I am with your story.
How you ask questions that get real answers. How you listen in the way that makes someone feel genuinely heard. How you stay present in a conversation rather than just waiting for your turn to speak.
Those are skills that go beyond vocabulary. They are relational habits, and they have language attached to them.
The language of June will include first meetings and what makes them memorable. The English of building trust slowly. What to say when someone shares something difficult, and how to have a conversation across real cultural difference.
All of that is ahead.
But before we get there, one more thing for May.
Something we want to ask you to do before tomorrow.
Think of one person in your life who you would like to talk to more honestly in English. Not someone you want to practice vocabulary with, someone you actually want to know better.
Reach out to them, not with a language exercise, just with a real message. I have been thinking about you. How are things lately?
6 words. I have been thinking about you. That is everything. May was about condensed into one sentence.
Showing up for another person with honest, specific language.
That is the whole point.
Go do that, and then come back tomorrow for June.
We will be here.
Thank you, May. You were a good month.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
Good night.